So it's that time of year when people are looking at last minute talent assessments because they've put it off all year until now, and just got through having a conversation with a leader that had done just that. So spent all year knowing and assessing, trying to. I mean, it's been a challenging year. I get it. So we start doing some evaluations and start going through some questions. You know, where people are in their journey. Are they in the right seat? Are they not the right seat? Are they the right person? You know, and putting some tools and assessments into place this. But I mean, it boils down to 8 different things. 4 of them are why people change. And will they change? I mean, you know, Maxwell does a great teaching on this he shared years ago that has always stuck with me. But, you know, people change during 4 different seasons of their life. One is they've received enough that they're finally able to. Mentally, financially, there's a security level, or they've received enough that they feel confident. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways you can look at it. But when people receive enough, they're able to make the changes, and they're able to implement what they want in their life. Another season of life is that they see enough that they're finally inspired. This is why what you do matters more than what you say, even if what you say makes people feel better, makes them feel more confident, or the willingness about who they are and whose they are. Their confidence level, what you do really, really matters. So if they see enough, they're inspired to change. Thirdly is they learn enough that they want to. They've got enough tools and arrows that they feel, now I'm fully ready. I'm fully resourced, that now's my time, and they really want to make a change. And then last but not least, and right now this is where many people are, is when you hurt enough, when they hurt enough, when I hurt enough, I have to change. When we hurt enough, we have to change. So as we go through that, you know, as we assess people, and this is why having your one-on-one conversations with people are so important. Where are they? What's going on in their world? What's motivating them, driving them? You know, the lids at work may not come from work whatsoever. It's in their personal life. It's in their family. It's in their kids. It's in their friends. It's in their significant others, whatever the case might be. There's lots of different factors that go into this, and you really have to dissect where are they in their change journey, and how do we get them to move from season to season so that they're inspired to, you know, they feel a part of something bigger than themselves, that they feel inspired to make the changes necessary. The next 4 topics are really around talent assessment and do you have aces in the right places? So you can go through the first 4. Do they have an appetite to change? Have they received enough? Do they see enough? Have they learned enough? Or do they hurt enough that we know that they're going to make a change if they've had one of those 4? The other area falls into attitude, and I've got another post that's coming up specifically on this in a couple of days. But, you know, going through a talent assessment with somebody, I said, you know, just answer me this. If you had to rate them on a willingness versus ability, they're willing, but are they able? They're able, but are they unwilling? If you started to take a look at your team through that, what would that look like? You know, would it matter? Would it make a change in how you perceive them? And in making sure you have aces in the right places, these questions must be answered. They must be asked. They must be reviewed. They must be fleshed out. And if you just take a look at this, is that if you've got somebody that's willing but not able to do the job, another way to look at this is we have the right person. They fit our corporate values, but they're not able to do this job. So the first question after that is, well, are they coachable? Are they trainable? Can we mentor them through this? Or is it just the wrong seat? And if you've got the right person, but they're in the wrong seat, let's find them a right seat. Or do we have one, or whatever that looks like? How do we retain them and get them in the right spot? Another question then is, they're willing and not able. You know, is what does that look like to the team is that if we allow somebody based upon the relationship with us, that they've got the right attitude, they've got the right values, they've got everything else, but they're incompetent. And we let them sit in that seat because we feel obligated, we feel loyalty to them because they've been here since the beginning and they've worn every hat we've asked them to wear. But that's what you're settling for. And the team knows that. Sorry, I got a really big frog in my throat today. Raw throat, actually. But if you're sitting there letting them continue on based upon loyalty, or you think you owe them in some magnitude, everybody on the team knows that they're a wonderful person, but they're in the wrong seat. Eventually, you have to take them out. Next question is, if they're not willing, but they're able to do the job. AKA, we got the wrong person, but we've got them in the right seat. And then actually, this is one of the toughest ones for companies and leaders right now, is they've got somebody performing. They're meeting results. They're just doing them the wrong way. They don't adhere to the values. They're not what we would put down as an ideal team player. So do you sacrifice performance for what they're not willing to do, or they're not willing to do it in the right ways, or they're not a team player? That person has to go. And I know it's a tough decision, but that person has to go. And then last but not least, let me make it a little easier for everybody, is they're not willing and they're not able, or they're the wrong person and they're in the wrong seat, and they're just leaving carnage behind them in a wake. If you don't take that person out, and I mean immediately, the last two examples, they will infect others in the team, and you're going to have a mess on your hand versus one person. You could start to multiply and exponentially multiply throughout the organization. So when you go back through, if you haven't done it already, now's the time to do it for 2024. Where are your people? Where are they in the season of change or growth, if that's what you choose to call it? And then last but not least, there's much deeper metrics than this and much deeper process on talent assessments I'd take people through. But if you just went through, are they willing and are they able? Or do they align with are they the right person? They align with our values. They're a right culture fit for who we are and where we're going. But they've got a talent problem. Can we coach it? Can we mentor it? Can we train it? And if so, get them the resources and let them flourish on coaching them up. But if they're not willing and they're able, or they're unwilling and they're unable, both of those need to be acted upon very, very quickly, very, very fast, and you need to nip that in the bud, because both of those situations are culture killers. So I hope you have a great week. If I don't talk to many of you or get to correspond between you, I hope you have a blessed holiday. Merry Christmas to those that are celebrating the old man and the white beard, but more importantly, the birth of Jesus Christ. Want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, and we'll talk again soon. God bless.